Believe it or not, the original AirPod Pros came out 4 years ago back in late 2019 and have been nothing short of a worldwide success, with everyone and their mum nowadays never leaving home without them, and often spending a significant fraction of their day with them in. But a lot can happen in 4 years, including recently released 2nd gen AirPods Pros. And so for commonly under $100 USD on the refurbished market, could these seemingly ancient earbuds actually be a steal? Let's find out, starting with the design. And by the way, timestamps are in the description if you'd like to see something specific. So in terms of the design, the AirPods Pros are pretty universally recognized, and the look of them hasn't really aged one bit. Rectangle case with rounded corners, and they also had shorter stems than the regular AirPods at the time, along with these ear-fitting rubber tips, of which you have 3 to choose from. I somehow have massive ears but tiny ear canals, so I went with the smallest size. Last year in my AirPods Pros in 2022 video, I said that these had a lot of trouble staying in when eating or running, but you know, I think that's just my small ears. In general, when I'm not moving around a lot, and even when I'm just walking, you know, they stay in quite snug. And no one else I know who owns these experiences them falling out all the time, so I think I may have been a little harsh and a little biased in that video. Now the stems on here are pressure sensitive, so you can squeeze them to pause media or answer a call, double squeeze to skip songs, or even switch between noise cancellation and transparency mode. But unfortunately there's no volume controls, unlike on the 2022 AirPods Pros. Speaking of, the noise cancellation on here works really well. I mean, it's nothing like putting in a pair of earplugs, but as long as your surrounding environment isn't a heavy metal concert, it can quiet most normal everyday sounds down to pretty much nothing. You might still be able to hear things like construction or a loud car outside, but if it's very quiet and there's music playing, you won't be able to hear it at all. On the opposite side of that though, there's transparency mode for when you're listening to music, but you also want to be aware of the sounds in your environment. Although I found that when a song is playing, it sort of drowns out the transparency instead of the volume of what's going on around you being amplified with the music, so it only really works if your music is quiet or off. Durability wise, my pair here has definitely seen better days. They've been everywhere with me and dropped multiple times. Honestly, they have been through it all and back, and so that's fair that they don't look super great. They could look a lot worse, and so I'd say that the build quality is actually pretty darn top notch. Oh, and they're also IP67 water resistant, so sweaty workouts are not a problem. But before we move on to the sound quality of the AirPods Pros, you're probably going to want to know how you can get unlimited high quality 5G data for just $15 a month plus 3 months free. Well, that's all made possible by today's video partner, Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile allows you to get affordable unlimited 5G data for as low as $15 a month without sacrificing any coverage, speed or data like so many cheap and nasty brands make you do. And plus, Ryan Reynolds owns the company, something I bet you can't flex about your current mobile plan.
Hey there, it's Ryan Reynolds, owner of Mint Mobile. Enticing, right?
Mint Mobile keeps the costs low by selling online instead of in person, which cuts out the cost of retail stores, and yet it's the largest mobile network in the US. With Mint Mobile, you can't notice a single bit of difference in speeds compared to mainstream services, whether that be YouTube, games, or simply just reading the news or browsing the web. What's better is that their sign-up process is just as quick as their mobile service, taking just 15 minutes to switch carriers via eSIM, or if your phone isn't eSIM compatible, they'll ship you a physical one for free. There's 1,440 minutes in a day, so why not just spend 15 of those signing up for Mint Mobile using this QR code or via the link in the description. In doing that, you're getting, again, 50% off an already insane deal for unlimited 5G data. And thank you so much again to Mint Mobile and Ryan Reynolds for partnering with me for this video. And now let's take a look at the sound quality on the AirPods Pros. How does that hold up after 4 years? Well, I'll give it straight to you. These are done terrific. Super crispy treble and thumpy enough bass. At higher volumes, there is a little bit of distortion, but all in all, these still give out super premium, clear and full sounding audio. It is phenomenal sound for the price if you can find them on the refurbished market for under $100. And plus there's also a few sound knickknacks here, for example spatial audio. When you turn that on, you hear the audio as if it was coming straight from your device as you turn your head, and it is so accurate. I've used it on planes before and I've thought that my headphones weren't connected to my iPad and that the movie was just coming out of the speaker. Pretty neat. And finally, moving on to the battery life, well, it's usable, but it's also nowhere near where it used to be. I remember back when I first got these in 2020, they would last for days on end, but over 3 years later, I have to charge the case pretty much every day, and I can't listen to music for like 4 hours like I used to be able to. Nowadays, I'm getting around maybe 2.5 hours max, but do keep in mind that the battery has had time to degrade all these years, so that's completely fair. So it's good that they still even last that long, but if you're someone who's going to be taking calls on these for hours and hours every day, you may want to look into something with better battery battery life like the 2nd gen AirPods Pros, or if you want to go with the 1st gens, definitely buy refurbished and not used, since they'll have had battery replacements and they'll also have been deep cleaned, so you won't be getting someone else's old ear gunk. So yeah, as long as you're not using them for a massive portion of your day, they should still pull through as long as you put them on charge every night. But if you're a pretty heavy user, I definitely recommend buying something brand new or refurbished where the battery won't have had a chance to degrade. And so, with everything considered, the 1st generation AirPods Pros are still going strong in so many aspects. They still have that super premium full sound and plenty of features and knickknacks for the most comfortable listening experience. And while the battery life isn't anywhere near what it used to be 3 years ago, if you're not using your AirPods for hours and hours on end every day, they're an amazing option on the refurbished market for under $100 USD. Remember, get refurbished because they'll have had new batteries put in them, unlike on the used market where you're likely to get a battery that's been pretty worn out over the past few years. And plus, no one really wants to get someone else's old ear gunk. But I'm really happy with how mine have held up. Sometimes the battery life can be a bit annoying if I forget to charge them to full, but I'm not really looking at upgrading anytime soon. I'll probably wait maybe 1 to 2 more years if the battery life remains bearable over that time, because apart from the battery life, they haven't really aged. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, please make sure you drop me a like and subscribe to TechSpree for more reviews, insights, and the occasional unboxing. Also, if you'd like to see more of me, my Instagram is at tech_spree and my Twitter or X is at techspree1. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a very Merry Christmas if you're watching this when it came out. This is Tom with TechSpree, and I'll see you as always next time.